Is it possible to crack the leadership life code? And can we do that with a power of authentic harmony? Can we stop fighting for equality and take care of the inequalities by inviting men to a joint custody world with us on a landscape that we have designed? This has been my passion and mission for many decades. I started Corporate Heart International back in 1999 because I thought, why is the world at work not a happy place? And why are women marginalized and not elevated as easily as men? So now, many decades later, and post-pandemic, we have a different situation. We have more women in the workplace. We have more desire to have healthy lifestyles. And this conference is exactly what that is about. So let's take a look at the life that we have in the workplace as women. And I've always said that women bring life to work. Men go to work and earn money and come back to life with their families. We take life with us. So let's explore what that means. My name is Dr. Pauline Crawford, and I'm very excited to be here with you and to share what may be a few new ideas for you. I hope so. So we live in a world where men and women are now in business together, in corporate careers, in enterprise, in associations, in communities everywhere in the world. And I know many of us work in different landscapes. And I think that women are ready to switch on the power for new narratives that empower men to join our landscape. And are we ready to take that quantum leap past the inequalities? We've been fighting so long for equality. It's not something men actually wanted. So let's take a look at who we are. We are women of substance, of magnificence. We make relationships by being intelligently in conversation and caring and compassionate. And we create the world that we want. And sometimes that's defined by a male design that has limited us. But I think we can go beyond that. And we can actually create a world which is much more energetically inclusive and healthy and harmonious and productive and prosperous. So I share with you that I design a future that includes men, and it's designed with a women-centric perspective to encompass all the complexity that is our life. We're in charge. We may not think we are, but I think we have the upper hand. 4 billion women in the world, half of the world, and 3.2 billion are mothers. So we have to take that into account, that we are unique and different. Women empower men, men to empower women. A language we can value each other in authentic harmony will make a difference because it's complementary and complementary. And the goal is to really understand that if we have authentic harmony, rather than fighting for equality, we may be able to have those conversations about what would a joint custody world look like in fairness with men who advocate for us. And we've got many men on this conference here that will advocate for us, will be with us. And that's what G100 is about. Our denim partners totally support us. But let's remember, women have a superpower for nurturing harmonious relationships. It's what we do. And for every woman who does that, we represent every woman in the world. We grow vibrant workplace cultures that engage a balance of synergy, mix of talents. We desire the elimination of harm and toxic abuse as a natural order. And we want to improve health and prosperous and profitable results. This is something that women have done forever, but now we have to put it at the top of the agenda. And really, men need access to the language codes for women. Women have spoken men forever. Now it's time for men to understand how to speak women, but not to become women and men not to become women, not to be like men, to be confident, competent, compassionate. Women love to enrich their professional presence with men. And we've battled a long time understanding that we may not ever get the right results. But if we can get into the circle of conversation, we can actually solve the problems with a new language. So Albert Einstein said we cannot solve problems at the same level of thinking that we were at when we created these problems. So let's not battle. Let's find out what we need to do in order to create what I call a magical conversation. This is a space where authentic harmony can really seed the most amazing results. I run these all the time with my clients, with my organizations across the world. And in every culture, whatever the cultural norm is, people have conversations. And my goal is it's with empathy, with compassion, with everything that we have, which is natural to us, with kindness. And if people don't understand what kindness is, that we really share what that is. And the goal is that when we sit in this circle, we have no judgment. And this is the important part of the next stage, is that if we can do that and we can actually have conversations without judgment, without anger or coercion, for a period of time while we see these ideas, we can transform the world and invite men to our landscape. And when you do, we get the most amazing results. Genuine harmony, communication, engagement, everything. And I have run these for 3 decades. And everybody says, wow, it's so wonderful to be in this space because there's no judgment. I don't have to wear my title. So women and men together in that cycle, we can approach harmony, but we need a plan. We need to understand that there are positive outcomes for women and men. We need to maximize emotional capacity, which we all do in slightly different ways, and understand that the natural talents we have different priority in a traditional world. But in the future, all talents are valuable because we need to resolve difficult situations and create high performance, which means that we need to adjust what happened in the past with a male design to a future which is women-led, but inviting men. So when I talk about a joint custody world, I mean a world where we understand our archetypes. And I've designed a way of looking at gender dynamics, the intelligence of how we relate to each other with 4 very simple characters. So if we actually look at these, we have men at the table. We have the ruler, who is our go-to action man. He's a masculine-minded man. He knows what he wants, and he can be a little bit bullish on occasion, but he's a very wise decision maker. And beside him is the philosopher, the Nelson Mandela, who is there to observe. He's there to feel. When I talk to my philosophers, they say, I like to lead by asking people why they're here. And then, of course, we've got females who are subtly different and vitally different to men. Remember, we work in circles, we work with relationships, whereas men work with tasks. So this is the magician. This is the magician. This is the masculine-minded woman who is the go-to action woman, but she's got the heart of a female, the nurturing of a female. She has the love and the relational quotient of a female. And beside her is the sovereign, who is our beautiful queen of her destiny. She likes to get all the details right. And in workplace, often is the one who deals with the compliance, whereas the magician is dealing with the innovation. Now, both are innovators, both are relational people, both are nurturers. So as they step into the circle of conversations alongside the go-to action man and the feeler thinker philosopher, we imagine those conversations. Just imagine if we set the scene and it's no judgment, no anger, no coercion. And I've run these for many, many decades. It's amazing what comes out. Now, you may hear in these circles something that you don't like, but you don't get angry and you don't jump at it. You actually say to yourself, well, that's interesting. What an interesting perspective. And with a smile, you allow the space to seed value with empathy, compassion, and kindness. Now, you may be saying to yourself, I don't think that the ruler will deal with this. But he's always asking, when are we going to get things done? So one of the things to take note with our new narrative led by women is to allow him to be the bullet point man, allow him to be the decision maker, but applaud what he is saying, invite some clarity, and then suggest your idea. So, Mr. Ruler, I hear you have an agenda. I believe there are 3 points. Am I correct? As you summarize what he's just said, he will lean in and listen to you. The philosopher is saying why. He's a great observer. He gets on very well with women, but on occasion he can sit back too far. So you may want to encourage him into the circle. The magician asks what, because she's got loads and loads of ideas. She's spinning plates. And occasionally for other women, she's a little bit annoying because she's going off on tangents. But trust me, she brings in the magic of the wizard, the ideas. And the sovereign is asking who? The sovereign is our wonderful nurturer, relationship builder, community builder. And she's essential. Now, there's relationships between all these characters. And remember, they're not personalities. They are character traits on how we behave. And when they get into the circle, it's wonderful. So I've carried out these conversations on stages. Here I am at the original point where I met Dr. Habine Aurora, which was a fabulous event. And I brought to the fore the idea of these 4 characteristics and how we manage each other. And here I am speaking in a London conference. And in my 4 years in Malaysia, I worked with many, many female entrepreneurs and ministry officials. And of course, we all got stuck into COVID and online. And here was one of my sessions with men only. And I did a lot of sessions with men and women. But I always asked them, how do you see the other? And men always said that women are fabulous nurturers, amazing businesswomen, but somewhat complex. And of course, women say about men is they're sometimes too demanding or too controlling or not feeling enough. But when we actually understand the nature of harmony, we remember that the orchestra is made of several component parts, and we need all those parts in order to make the music. So here is my G100 group, the group for authentic harmony and positive masculinity. And we look to create these narratives everywhere across the world. We have 17 country chairs and we have 8 regional chairs in the USA. And I'm very proud of our denim partner, Feroz Pera. And also you will hear from Yu, who is on our advisory board. So I'm very proud of what we're doing across the world. And I invite you to think about this idea of the future through a woman-centric lens, through that lens of conversation, of confident communication, of collaboration, of compassion, and also of really pushing forward to a much clearer destiny ahead, inviting men to a joint custody world. And this joint custody world is in the points of Eligos that we are pushing forward with G100. And so I'll encourage all of you to come with me and remember that we need to switch the light on. My book is The Power of Authentic Harmony, and it currently is in English and in French, and it will soon hopefully be in Spanish and Portuguese and many languages across the world. And remember, the key point today is your superpower switched on? Can you understand who is at the table? And do you want to be a leader in the narrative that creates a joint custody world? Because the me in each of you is the most important thing that we have to share. And to be authentic, to be honest, to be the female that you are, the male that you are, and be okay about your culture, your generation, your preferences, your beliefs, but share them in a way that creates a me and you in harmony. Remember the orchestra. Which instrument are you playing? Are you watching the conductor? And remember that the we that we create, which powers up our world, is a we that we are all part of, every one of us. And we want to be unified, we want to be in unison, but remember the key point, we are each unique, beautiful human beings. I bless you all, and I'm so pleased to be with you on this wonderful event. Here is a couple of the programs that I run, and I will be delighted to connect with all of you. And for any of you who would like to dig deeper into those characters that I showed you around the table, I run a certified program which allows you to understand that at a greater and deeper level. And so with that, I leave you with just my business information, and I look forward to hearing from all of you. Thank you. My name is Dr. Pauline Crawford, and I'm here to create a world of authentic harmony with you. Thank you.